Brrrah! Spicy is in the house, my people, and today you will experience 8 IDontWorkHereLady stories. Feel free to drop some fire in the comments to show your support to the Spicy gang, and like this video if you're having fun with me. Let me know if you subscribe in the comments so I can show you some love. Congratulations Tamara for the comment of the day. Brrrah. I used to work here, dude, but I was useless then and I am useless now. So I work at Walmart for like 4 months. Background, I was not a good employee. I got moved off of registers because I apparently insulted a woman to whom I was trying to explain that her card was being declined while she was $5 short. I got moved to fabrics and craft because I guess when you have an apparently unstable employee, the solution is to give her a big pair of fabric scissors. The thing is, all I learned was how to zone, and I did not even have any equipment on me because my info was not in the system to check out any price checkers, walkie-talkies, etc. I was always told they were working on it. I also did not know where anything was besides fabric and glitter. Every time I asked for more training, I was told I had been trained and needed to get it together. So I ended up quitting in a fairly interesting fashion. Tell, I am at the store. Everyone who works there has a vest. I do not have a vest. I am wearing jeans and an Evanescence shirt from 2007. And this was before this store allowed their employees to wear whatever they wanted. So they were all in a limited selection of shirt types and black pants. While I had been working there, I'd had a couple encounters with an older gentleman. In that, he would ask me where something is, and I would honestly try to find it for him until he got impatient, valid, and asked someone else who did know, and then made sure to find me after he got his whatever so he could insult my intelligence. Fair, I guess. I am in the grocery section. I'm looking for rice. Guys, I was just looking for rice. All I wanted was some rice. But there's so much rice.
Hey, salsa!
Interesting name for someone who is not me, I thought, as this shot floated through the air. A fun nickname, perhaps. Saucy. Then someone taps on my shoulder, interrupting one of the most important decisions of my life, and I realized the voice was familiar. I turn around and it is Grumpy himself, still trying to make that mustache work so he get points for confidence.
Salsa!
He says again. He stares. I gesture weakly behind me, not sure what we are now, what his mission is. This is rice. You're where the rice is.
I know it's the goddamn rice! I need to find your page, Salsa. There's none on the shelf.
I'm so sorry, I say, as a non-salsa connoisseur trying to empathize. He already thinks I am an idiot at this point, but now he really looks it.
You work here. Go restock the damn salsa. It is the only kind my wife will eat, he says.
I don't work here anymore. I pray this sets me free. It doesn't, but he does pause. He's thinking. He is thinking about me and about salsa. My brain is going back to rice.
So you can help me?
He finally asks. Dude, when have I ever been able to help you? I finally say. He nods. At last, he is satisfied.
Good point,
he says, and he looks past me and sees an actual employee elbow deep in some Campbell's soup cans.
Hey, salsa!
Back to rice. I went with the Jasmine. Okay, that was funny when he said, have I ever been able to help you? This made me laugh. I have to save this for if I ever get a chance to use it. Just a small interruption to let you know that I appreciate you being here, and if you want to support what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel because I put a lot of effort into these videos, so I would really appreciate it. And if you want to do a little bit something more, you can also like this video and leave a comment. I would really like it. Thank you. I am not even the legal age to work. For background, B is brother, me is me, EC is the entitled customer, B is Bob, not a real name, the owner. I am a 13-year-old white male and have a 16-year-old brother that works at a local pizzeria. In my state, the legal age to have a job is 15 years old, and I was turning 14 in a month and a half. This happened a week ago, and my family goes to the pizzeria every Friday, and the owners used to be our neighbors, so we were friends. Now into the story. I was hanging out with my brother in the back, and sometimes I help around. I went to go get a drink because my food was almost ready, when I get a tap on my shoulder. Excuse me, can you get me a water from the fridge? Also, I've been waiting and I still haven't gotten my food. Friday nights are usually busy. Sorry ma'am, I don't work here, and There, you can just go up to the fridge and get one. They allow it. She scoffs and returned back to her table while mumbling under her breath. I didn't think much of it and went to go sit down. A few minutes later, I am eating my food and she came up to me and said, "You shouldn't be eating, you should be working. Now get back to work and get me my order." I was wearing a light gray Jurassic Park shirt and the uniform was black with the logo in the corner and the address and phone number on the back. I looked at my family with confusion and I got up and walked to the back to get B and asked him if her order was ready and he said yeah. When I came up to her saying that they will bring it out in a few moments, but that was not soon enough for her. "No, I want it now. Get me my food or else I will get you fired." Listen ma'am, I don't work here. I am 13 and the legal age limit to work is 14 and that is still a little under the age. My brother got the job at 14 because we know the owners. And if you're not happy, that's not my problem. Shut up you little Go get my order now. I don't work here, I already told you that. She grabbed a Sprite and threw it at me. And she missed, but the can exploded all over my brand new shoes. Flip you armadillo. Go suck a lemon. I didn't say armadillo, but I did say lemon because my parents were right next to me. One of the cashiers saw this and went to go get Bob.
What is all the commotion?
This retard of an employee spat on me and threw a can at me. I want him fired right now.
Ma'am, he does not work here.
Bob is in his late 40s and has seen these kind of problems before. Yes, he does. I want him fired right now. By now, the whole restaurant is looking at her.
I'm going to check the security cameras to see what happened.
After he was done, he came back and talked to the lady. Bob, jokingly,
"I'm so sorry, mama, that he did that to you. I will fire him ASAP."
She had a smug look on her face.
"You can get your food for free at a different restaurant because I don't tolerate nothing for garbage people. Now get out of my restaurant."
And he proceeded to kick the lady out and she was banned from the restaurant for life. Bob said that if I ever wanted a job here, then just say to work and you can start. So that's my "Lady, I don't work here" story and how I got a job for when I turned 14. I am still thinking about whether I should take up this offer.
Well, that was quite interesting, but now let's get to the next story.
Hey lady, this winter I have been frequenting a local thrift shop for sweaters. I normally wear overlarge men's sweaters and they are super expensive brand new from stores, but at around $7 each in the thrift store. One day, I went in wearing a blue, more form-fitting sweater. The employees at the store wear shirts in a similar blue, but they are either short sleeve with a white long sleeve shirt underneath or colored. I had a bag and a few sweaters in my hand and was browsing other bags when I heard a guy yell, "Lady!" I had my headphones in because I was shopping alone, and to be honest, if he had come up to me and asked, "Do you work here?" or something more polite, I would have told him no, just as politely. But instead, he just kept yelling, "Lady! Hey, lady!" at me from literally down an entire aisle away. I even glanced at him and away again, and he just kept yelling. After he yelled himself out without walking closer to me or attempting any other form of communication, I turned just a little and said, "I don't work here." He shut up and weirdly didn't try to seek out anyone else who worked in the store. He just kept standing where he was. Yes, cadets standing in the doorway are bakers and slaves. So I tagged a few weekends ago for my cadet squadron and went to a popular bakery. It is where all the rich, entitled soccer moms go for their freshly kneaded and grown whole wheat, non-GMO, carb-free bread. I am standing inside the doorway and asking for donations, and soon after, an angry-looking lady walked up to me and does the standard "I don't work here lady" procedure, including the "Get me this thing, you slave," the "Yes, you do work here," and the "Can I speak to your manager?" as I am standing 5 feet from the freaking entrance, and the manager denial following by the angry screeches. The manager gives me a $10 donations, "Nice, my dude," and says sorry. Yeah, that's kinda true. There's usually 5 stages of a "I don't work here lady" situation. First, the assumption. Second, the rebuttal. Third, the threat. Fourth, the outrage. And 5, the hasty retreat. Do you have a deal on apples? So I was at a certain grocery store looking for delicious Honeycrisp apples. Back to the story. So I am looking for nice Honeycrisp when I hear something slightly over my music. I turn and someone apparently was talking to me, which is weird. so I take out my headphones so I am not too rude. Can I help you with something? He frowns and repeats himself. I ask if you have any deals on apples. I pause and look down at my shirt, just to make sure I was not wearing anything similar to the employees. I don't know. At which point, he gives me a very skeptical look, which I simply shrug and turn away and said, dude, I don't know. I don't even work here. A little boring, but that's my story. So everyone is aware, employees of the store wear a blue and black shirt and black pants. I was wearing a red shirt and gray pants and had my headphones in. When he said back to the story, oh my god, I was so glad you finally ended that tangent. Never had story like this, but I just wanted to say thanks to everyone. I am too young to have ever had a I don't work here lady moment. Only 13, but I really enjoyed the subreddit. Today was kind of a bad day. I was at a robotics competition today that ran for 10 hours straight, so by the end of the day, I was tired, frustrated with my teammates, and due to my own idiocy, in a bit of pain, limping, wrist hurting so bad I could barely open the car door to leave, etc. Suffice it to say, it kinda sucked. So being able to come on here and read some funny stories really helped make my day better. Thank you everybody. And now for the next story we have Visine. I went to a local drugstore to get some Visine for a coworker and saw an ununiformed person stocking or inventorying a shelf. When I asked him if he knew where the eye care products were, as I was having a hard time finding them, I immediately realized he did not work there. He had a different uniform and apologized. Oh, I thought you worked there. Sorry. Thinking I was about to end up on r/IDontWorkHereLady, thankfully he replied, oh, don't worry. It is actually part of my job to help customers find things as I do my work. He looked around for a second and spotted the section for me and pointed me in the direction. I thanked him and went on my way. I was just glad I didn't make the faux pas I always read about here firsthand. Now let's dive into mistaking for female by a man with no clue. This happened quite a few years ago, when Sears was still a retail powerhouse. I forget why I was there, but I was in and near the hardware and appliances part of the store. Now, it is important what I look like here. I am a 6'2" tall white man, unburned beard down past my sternum, and long dark brown hair down to mid-back and fairly beefy. At the time, I weighed about 225 pounds. Normally, I ponytail my hair, but this day it was loose around my shoulders, and I was wearing a t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers. Pretty ordinary clothes, but not what Sears salespeople wore. So I am standing there, trying to make some sort of decision, when I feel a tap on my shoulder, and this male voice saying, excuse me, miss. I turn around and see this guy, probably late 40s to mid 50s or thereabouts, maybe 5'9" or so, definitely shorter than me, standing there. As I turn and he catches sight of my ferocious face rug, which he could not have seen from behind because of my hair, he realizes his error and blenches. I have never seen anyone turn that pale before in real life. He goggles at me for a moment, then just turns and runs. Flat out, not a power walk, he runs. Without another word. I am stunned for a moment, and then just burst out laughing. Clearly, he thought he delivered a horribly offensive insult to one of the worst people to deliver it to. Thus, I have no idea if he thought I was an employee or was just wanting to ask another customer something. I actually had an employee come over and inquire what was going on because I was laughing so hard. I hope the guy heard me laughing. Clearly, the guy had thought I was a female purely because of my long hair despite my clothes and body shape. I hope he learned that his outdated 1950s gender role concepts need to change. For the last story of today's episode we have, seriously dude? We are currently in Lowe's getting a new shower and the spouse was getting parts needed to connect the drain. I am standing a bit further down by the cart on my phone, browsing Reddit amusingly enough. Two guys walk down the aisle past him and stop by me. The older one, roughly 50s, looks at me and asks, "You're not a Lowe's employee, are you?" I kind of blink at him and just go, "No." He sighs, turns to the younger one, mumbling about trying another aisle. It is a short interaction, but see picture of how ridiculous it was to ask me. Besides the fact that I was blatantly on the phone doing no work, just, yes sir, I work here. I am a transfer from the Hogsmeade location. Hey, check out more IDontWorkHereLady stories here and look at other nice videos I made for people just like you that enjoys Reddit stories. To support what I do here, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment such as a fire. My name is Spicy, and I'm out.